Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the major solar power plants in India as well as in the entire world. As you know, day by day our electricity requirement is increasing, and so far we used to produce electricity either by the thermal power plants, that is by heating, producing steam which is used to convert the mechanical energy into the electrical energy by the simple uh, formula or rules. Earlier, we were having the hydroelectric power plants where the high altitude power reservoir, water reservoir is used, as in Bhakra Nangal Dam, to produce electricity. But all these resources are very few to to fulfill the global demand. After the discovery of the photoelectric effect, the scientific community learned that if we can convert the sunlight which is reaching earth from sun to electricity by using the concept of photoelectric effect, that would serve the mankind in many ways. The sunlight is almost all 6,000 times more than our today's global requirement. We can very easily convert sunlight into the electricity by using photoelectric effect. Only thing is we need to generate a cost-effective photo panel or solar panel, you can say, which works on the principle of photoelectric effect. A more commercial name given to these panels is photovoltaic panel. Basically, the sunlight which is reaching earth is converted to electricity by using two technologies. One is known as the solar thermal power technology and other is known as photovoltaic power technology. Nowadays, in the current decade, the photovoltaic, the PV technology has gained momentum, and you will see through the chart that in last few years India and China are leading in the production of the solar power. In our country, the availability of sun rays is comparatively more, uh, especially in Rajasthan it is still more. So most of the companies are establishing their plants in western Rajasthan where availability of the solar power is maximum. Through this diagram we can show how a solar thermal power plant works. Basically in this we use a parabolic structure which concentrates the solar sun rays on specific pipes through which water is flown. The thermal energy is used to heat up the water, which in turn use this steam, may produce the steam, which in turns run the turbine from where the energy is, electrical power is generated. Uh, this solar thermal power plant uh, could not popularize because of the large systems which are involved in it. However, in these system, most of the solar power, which is solar sun rays, which are coming from the sun, are used. Various technologies were used to uh, effectively use the thermal radiations which are reaching Earth to heat up the water. Various type of, as this is one heliotube, another is this parabolic structure which is used to produce the cost effective heat, and which in turn is used to produce electricity through the steam. Nowadays, another concept has emerged that if you frame these photo panel, that is photovoltaic panels, in this shape, you will not only get the energy and the electrical energy through photovoltaic effect, as majority of sun rays are falling on it. Moreover, the pipe, the water which is flowing through these pipes will be heated as the reflected energy is concentrated, reflected rays are concentrated around this pipe to heat it up, and the steam which is produced inside can in turn be used to run a turbine. So another source of the optimum use of solar power generation, we are using both concept, the photovoltaic effect as well as the solar thermal power generation procedure. Most of the consumers are using the simple photovoltaic. This is another structure which is used to heat up the fluid which is flowing through the pipe, special design to produce temperature in the range of 300 to 400 to heat up the liquid. Now we come to the installed power, especially in India. First we will talk about the Indian scenario. The total installed solar power plant capacity is around 30 gigawatts. Uh, this capacity has gained momentum in last 10 years only. The Indian solar mission was launched in the year 2010. At that time, we have the capacity of 10 megawatt solar power generation. The target was to uh, achieve 20 gigawatt by the end of the decade, that is by the end of the 2020. But due to the significant activity in the solar power sector over the following years, we are able to achieve, we will be able to achieve, we aim to achieve around 100 gigawatt of solar power by 2022. As far as 2020 is concerned, we will certainly cross the 30 gigawatts limit, which is almost all 1.5 times the goal which was set 10 years back. That goal was to achieve 20 gigawatt power. Most of the power stations are now established or in the western Rajasthan, namely in the district Jodhpur, Bikaner, Jaisalmer, where the availability of sun rays is maximum. So moreover, the land in this region has very less agricultural activities because of the less availability of the water. So uh, these plants are cost effective in this range. The five major solar power plants which are um, under process or almost all completed in India. The number one is which has the capacity of around 2250 megawatt. That is the Bhadla solar power plant in the district Jodhpur, uh, which is which has a area of around 14,000 acres, and it caters about 10% of the state's total power usage. So it's a mega project as far as solar power is concerned. So it's in the Jodhpur district, and this is the aerial view of the site where this plant is located, is working. The second one is Shakti Sthal solar power project, which has a capacity of 2050 megawatt. Until 219, this was the largest solar power plant of India, but now the new power plant which has production capacity more than this, so this has come to number two. It is situated uh, in the state Karnataka, and it's a joint venture of state government and the private entrepreneurs. After this ultra mega solar power plant, this is situated in Andhra Pradesh. It has a capacity of about 1000 megawatt. This power plant is fully operational, and it is spread in the area of 5,932 acres of land, and this plant was set up within 2 years by the Andhra Pradesh Solar Power Corporation through a joint venture with Solar Energy Corporation. So again a good achievement. This is the aerial view of the solar panels, photovoltaic panels you can see, which are uh, installed in the desert land of Rajasthan, or you can say the wasteland which is available in India at various places. So these plants are more cost effective, where the agricultural where the land has less agricultural production or even no agricultural production, and the availability of solar power or sun rays is maximum. So the fourth one is the Riva solar power project. It has a capacity of 750 megawatt. It's situated in Madhya Pradesh, Riva district. And the fifth one is Kamuthi solar power plant. It is situated in the state of Tamil Nadu, the fifth largest solar power plant in India. It is dedicated to the nation by Adani Group's Adani Green Energy Limited. The highest solar power producer, the first one, that is the Badla, situated in Jodhpur district, is also uh, there. Also, the Adani Group is working to produce solar power. So this is again a aerial view of 1547 megawatt solar power station. This solar power station is situated in China, uh, and it covers 1200 kilometer, that is 3.2% of the land uh, in China, where the power is supplied by this power station. This is another view of a power plant which is situated again in China. That is, it's of course the power plant will be developed in 3 phases, and it has a total capacity of 3 gigawatt, but at present it is not fully operational. So this is another view. This is again in China, which is installed in an area of around 300 hectare. Now, through this table you can see that in the year 1982, United States was the leader. United States was able to generate 1 megawatt. Then in the year 1985, United States was able to generate 5.6 megawatt of PV power, that is photovoltaic power. After that, the Germany became the leader up to 2006, 11.4 megawatt capacity. Then you can see Spain, again a jump within 2 years from 11.4 megawatt to 60 megawatt. Then again in 2 years from 60 to 97 megawatt. Then within 1 year, China was able to jump from 97 megawatt capacity. Earlier the Canada was producing in the range of 97 megawatt. China was able to produce in the range of 200 megawatt. Again, United States in the year 2012 was able to produce up to 290 megawatt. Then Topaz Solar Farm photovoltaic power plant, having capacity of 550 megawatt in the year 2014, became the largest at that time. And then this again China in the year 2015, China was able to establish a power plant with a capacity of 850 megawatt. Then again a Tanger Desert solar power plant in China with a capacity of 1547 megawatt. Then in the year 2019 and 2020, India is at the top, and in that too you will wonder to know, in India also earlier Gujarat was the leading state in the production of the solar power, but from last 4 to 5 years Rajasthan is the leading state where the solar power is produced. In Rajasthan, I told you that the three districts of Western Rajasthan, namely the Jodhpur, the Bikaner, the Jaisalmer, where these power stations are located, and a lot number of mega solar power projects are coming in this region to produce the electricity to cater the demand of the mankind, which is increasing day by day. This is the aerial view of the fully operational plant, which is situated in Kamuti of Tamil Nadu, 648 megawatt capacity, fully operational, and top aerial view of the plant which is working. This is another aerial view of a thin film PV plant. Nowadays, the scientists are working to reduce the size of the solar panels by using various type of theories with and increasing the efficiency of the solar cell. For that, various type of materials are fabricated, and most of the scientists are aimed to produce materials which can use the majority of sun rays which are falling on earth to convert them to electricity that is decided by the work function of the material or composite which the scientists are using to produce the PV panel. In majority of PV panels, that is the photovoltaic panels, silicon is the major content. However, various other materials are also used. Silicon we use because with the silicon the cost effectiveness of the panel is possible, whereas if we use the other semiconductor material, the cost effectiveness is not that much. So this is the example of the solar power generation and the attention of the scientific community for generation of this. In the next lecture also we will continue with the same. This is again aerial view of the power plant which is situated in the Japan. Japan is doing again a wonderful job, and Japan has a aim to double its output by 2030. But still, in the as far as the current scenario is concerned, the major leader of the solar power generation are the China and India, and certainly the way the solar power projects are getting popularity in India, we will be on the top of the solar power projects in the world, or we will be the global leader as far as